a powerful thing. It seems so simple, but it can be so powerful to ask yourself what you're ready to see or what is ready to be released and just listen to it. And this really is the first, for me, the first fundamental step towards um, anything else outside of you is figuring out the dialogue within yourself, your personal dialogue with your heart space, source, your higher self. And it's unfortunate that there's, you know, loved ones and people in the community and then worldwide where there's suffering or people are struggling, and the only way you're going to help anything or anyone around you is by taking care of you first. And I that's just
That was perfect. Thank you so much. And
welcome.
someone just said their right ear just popped. I also just experienced almost like everything got really silent and like that was really powerful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. What was I doing? Okay. Um oh, and you had mentioned that like, there are lower entities where in the underworld, in these they kind of treat these lower energies as like a playground and take advantage of us humans when we're stuck trapped in these lower frequencies. Um but in a previous conversation you had mentioned that like you in our stories, like in the I think of the Hercules animated, they portray Hades as like the leader of the minions of the underworld. But what would you like to say is more like the true relationship between you and the lower entities that play there?
The true relationship between me and the lower entities is it's not that they're all my minions by any means, because a lot of these lower entities and um, I guess I want to kind of steer away from the Disney of me, Lord of the
Yeah.
Underworld minions, because I want people to understand that the lower negative entities that attach to a human being that is experiencing um, intense forms of darkness and I guess I'm trying to words uh, entities are of your they're like of your creation, so
Mm.
you attract and manifest these kinds of energies into your field uh, by um, I guess what I'm trying to say is that you're responsible for the types of entities and energies that do come in and latch onto you in a form of either your higher self sent them in to teach you something, or for those souls who literally will never ever wake up, and that's their soul's path. And entities will attach to beings that are in low states of frequency, um, and they're more of a manifestation of one's emotions.
I think that's an important factor to remember that our higher self is very much involved
Very
and
much.
that it's our creation
It is.
since we are creating our realities here.
So my suggestion to that is, you know your energy, know your personal energy, and get to understand your field and how it feels and sensing, and then just energetic hygiene. And this is true. Your protection starts with your integrity.
I love that.
So the purer your intentions are, where your integrity lies, is how your protection protrudes out from lower dense energies.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it makes you like it's your own force field. They
It
can't
is.
touch you with a pure of heart.
And if you're going through if you're in the dark, if you're in your deep dark depression, low, that's just free game for your own manifestations. And then, you are highly divinely protected.
Mhm.
And so the know that your higher self is there.
Yeah.
Sometimes your higher the if you're watching this, you're aware of your higher self, but there are beings out there, and there are points in your lives where you've been unaware of the support and love that you have on the other side, and we all just watch, and it's hard to watch when our human, or when
Struggling.
struggling. And so this is a reflection too from guy, being support on the other side, and many of you have been on the other side for your team that's on the other side doing this
Mhm.
swaps, right?
Mm.
uh, Probably the hardest part, I think, for being support on the other side is watching the human struggle and not know that how loved and supported they are. So
Yeah, that's a very common uh, storyline, especially us starseeds go through early in life. We feel so alone. We go through a
yes.
lot of deep darkness in order to get to the awakened version of ourselves. But yeah, I think we've all had a run in with you that we didn't even realize in our darkest moments.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, Ben, for all the times that you've helped me and all the viewers here
I
lift
am
back
here
up.
for you. I'm here for all of you.
I was wondering if, oh, I got the little puzzle piece.
All right. Ah.
You can do it, Hades. TikTok.
This is okay. Third
Yeah.
time.
Okay, thank you. Um, okay, so we are just talking about the entities and everything. I was wondering if there was like a I don't know, an energetic clearing that you might be able to do for us, for all of us watching, to like just shed whatever energies are not ours off of us while we're here and with you.
Yes. So, Dale, I want you to interact with me on this one
Okay.
so you can stretch your abilities.
Oh
I want
goodness.
you to create a pyramid for the viewers with all of us. And I want everybody who's watching, as Dale is walking you through the pyramid, I want you to imagine me shielding your pyramid with black onyx shield. And I want you to know that in the pyramid, as Dale's walking you through it, um, I'm at the base, four corners of the pyramid, um, anchoring you into earth, as Dale, with her beautiful grounding abilities, is going to assist with this. So, Dale, would you please do a pyramid of white light? And everybody just use your imaginations. Think of me, think of black onyx, think of Persephone too. But uh and will I want and just know that I am in each of your field with you as Dale's walking this through.
Okay, thank you. Everyone, please close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. I want us to imagine a white ball of light descending downwards from the heavens straight into your heart space. Once it's there in your heart, it starts glowing and swirling and pulsing even larger, taking up your entire body, filling you with white light. And as it gets larger, it takes on the form outside of your body of this white light pyramid, completely surrounding your body with the peak just above your head and the 4 points touching the ground. You're completely enclosed. I want you to expand that white light pyramid even larger so that the peak is about 20 feet above your head. And the 4 points cover your entire home. So now you're in this giant white light pyramid. I want you to imagine a white beam of light shooting straight upwards from your heart space, all the way through all of your chakras, all the way through the peak of the pyramid, and it goes straight on, connecting you to Source. And I want you to imagine another beam of light that shoots straight downwards from your heart space, down through your root chakra, down through the bottom of the pyramid, and all the way down through the earth, all the way grabbing a hold of the center of the earth, where there is a red, beautiful crystal, Gaia's heart. Within this white light, we are completely protected, and we only allow truth, love, and wisdom to enter.
Thank you, Dale.
Thank you.
And I want everybody to imagine a bright blue light descending down into your pyramid, floating around your body and in your field. This here is a frequency that holds tune with the I'm drawing in ethereal energy, and I also am pulling in some fae. Okay, so that'll be working through your energy fields for a while, so make sure you drink lots of water. I don't know if anybody would want to work with me if in their pantheon. I could be a guest pantheon member, but I'm sensing there's some root chakra activations going on right now. And so just know that a lot of this grounding, supportive energy is also coming up from underneath. And I hope some of you got some delightful tingles out of it.
I definitely did. Thank you so much. That was really powerful and beautiful.
You're welcome. Thank
I'm
you for yours.
I'm getting a lot of yeses to your people wanting to work with you.
Oh, good. I'm here for you.
Thank you so much. You've always been here for us, and I love that you've been like the underdog, literally in the underworld, helping us all.
It's been supporting humanity. You know, I'm here for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your time today, Hades. We really appreciate all the energy you've given us.
Thank you, Dale. This has been great. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thank you. All right, we're going to call back Persephone.
Isn't he fun?
Yes, we totally get it. We totally get it. And he's so humble. I love how he was like, I don't know if anyone will want to work with me. It's like, hello. Yes.
Well, people don't usually think to work with them, and he's very helpful, incredibly helpful. And so I thank you for bringing him in so people are aware that he wants to work with you. He's always there supporting. He's been with each of you at one point or another.
Yes, I think so. You definitely can remember a time. And I love that the audience was like, you guys are such a perfect mixture of like, he's got this heavy, dark energy that's so strong. And then you have this like very strong as well, but feminine and light energy. It's like you're the perfect balance. Really is beautiful.
Thank you. I, I, uh, I really feel it's true balance between us.
I definitely agree. Okay, so now that we've understand now how you walk between these both worlds and why, we totally get it. You're between shadow and life, descent and return. Uh, when humanity rises from the underworld within themselves, what kind of feminine wisdom is needed next?
The feminine wisdom that's needed next is it really goes to the core of um, taking ownership of your body and your abilities. And so as we rise up into the divine feminine aspects of our your journeys and your healing, you will explore the sensuality of being in your body and the the voice of the female voice is so powerful and can create so much. And this really goes out to the females. Sing, use your voice. I know I've been working with Stephanie trying, she hasn't been singing that much, but she was tuning today and she had this epiphany that she's been silenced for so long. And so I encourage, as humanity evolves or steps out of their underworld, to really open up and let the freedom sing out of your throat chakra. It's truly all creation comes from your sacral and your throat chakra. And so I really can't emphasize enough. I mean, all your chakras aligning and being cleared and working together are very important. But people have been so separated from their voice and from their creativity. And so I just want to emphasize that as each of you come through your own individual journeys, to come and call on me when it comes time to do your womb healing and your throat chakra healing. It's my specialty. Um, and I also want humanity to enjoy being a human instead of hating and dreading and disliking your body and or anything like that. Like I'm a huge supporter of lifting humanity into self-acceptance and embodiment.
We need that more than ever, that is for sure. Is there a feminine consciousness that you've expressed as who you think carries that embodied wisdom of love, devotion, sacred union, and
You know it. Ascended
uh,
Master Mary Magdalene, my consciousness does. I we are of the same I, and so as I'm speaking this embodiment and talking about sacred, well, I haven't said the word sacred sexuality, but sacred sexuality, and then um just what the true core of what the divine feminine is, the remembrance of that. Mary Magdalene, um in that incarnation, uh, even sometimes in secret, I was able to walk in my truth.
mm. And there's so much of her story, just like yours, that we have all wrong.
Yeah.
Do you think we'd be able to talk with her today as well?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much, Persephone.
You're welcome. Hello. Hi, Dale. This is Ascended Master Mary Magdalene.
Hello. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. This is such a delight.
It is. We were just talking about how you are the embodiment of this divine, I almost want to say, like, not even just sacred sexuality, but sacred sensuality. Uh,
Yeah. Yes.
And I just wanted to get from your lens, how would you like to describe like the purpose of Mary Magdalene in terms of that? Like what was her purpose to bring into our consciousness and why is that so important right now for all of us?
My purpose to bring in the into your consciousness and what is so important right now.
Why is what you brought into our consciousness so important right now?
Uh, it's the it's the dormant DNA. Um, I'm sorry, I'm
That's okay.
doing some
Energy work
energy work.
on all of us.
Yes,
Ooh. Angie did say she's feeling a wave of energy, a huge one.
yes. So I'm just doing that. I'll try to keep talking.
No, that's okay. We're all receiving. Thank you for blessing us.
You're welcome. Just moving from the root up to your sacral, going up. That solar plexus.
I can feel it.
And the heart space. Are you guys excited for Yeshua next week?
Very excited.
With that Hercules, but we
Yes,
know
it's
who we're
Hercules
talking
week
about.
next week. So next, I think we're not going to do it on Thursdays. There'll be a change in schedule because I've got a little vacation. So he'll be on, I believe, I believe Tuesday night. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. But keep an eye on my stories, and I'll update you all on the change.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna let him steal the show right now. I'm in here doing some
Yeah.
amazing
Get out
magic.
of here. Get out of here, Yeshua. It's ladies'
Yeah.
time.
Oh, isn't that Hades?
I know. I love how Persephone is tied to such romantic stories with the Hades link and the Mary Magdalene and Yeshua link. Like
That's
they're
another
both,
thing. You know how these like hot, flashy like ideas of these relationships and stuff, you know how that's the excitement of being sensual.
yeah,
That's the excitement. I just I want humanity to remember how magical their bodies are. It's such a sacred piece of technology.
yes. And
Yeah,
while
so
she's
I'm
doing that energy work, I also wanted to share a book that Emily has shared before, and it's the Sex Priestess Manual. If you are
yeah.
interested in sacred sexuality and Temple of Isis knowledge, this is an interesting book by Luna Ora to get. And speaking of Temple of Isis and sacred sexuality, your story, similar to the Lilith story, is a woman who has been dragged through the mud through our
Yes.
history books. Um,
Yes.
and you've been labeled. It's called the Sex Priestess Manual. You can screenshot it if you need to by Luna Ora. Someone just asked. Okay. Um, What would you like to say about the narrative that we've been given about Mary Magdalene being this prostitute that Yeshua had along in his caravan? And other than that, she had no story there.
It goes to show. It just goes to show. And I don't want to do but it, it was power hungry men and a control mechanism that came through. And unfortunately, it wasn't just me. I mean, there's me in that scenario, but it seems like it's been the cord for women
Yes.
since and before that, and it's just we're coming out of that now
Yeah.
because we are the bringers of life, the creators of life, and we are the pillars of strength for men and our children. And I don't know if people understand that um, when one is in tune with their body and using like sacred sex practice in the most healthiest manner is not only just beneficial for the individual woman's good, but it also feeds into the nourishment of the whole of the mother. In,
Yes.
And so it's just when a woman empowers herself, it ripples through to
Mhm.
all creation. And
This-
so that's why women have been so stepped on and deprived, and it just a severed thing.
Yeah,
And
afraid of our power.
afraid of your power and stripped of your power, and not anymore. And I'm here to encourage you to embrace your power.
Embrace it.
Embrace.
Yes. And so the prostitute narrative was sort of like a very heavy distortion of what your real role was within the Temple of Isis. And I was wondering if you could give us a little brief description of what that was. What was the Temple of Isis for, and what was it like back in the day? Why would people go?
The Temple of Isis was really for alchemy and energy transmutation. And people would come to the temples, and men would come to the temples, but they would go through a rigorous series. It's not like they would just show up and it was, a sex house. It
Mm,
was, they had to be purified. It was like pe- men and women arriving wanting to purify and further their abilities with understanding their bodies and the kind of energy, kind of powers that are created between two pure vessels.
I
Two
love that.
pure beings.
Okay. And so, um, your story entering into Yeshua's story all happened because of the Temple of Isis. It was like because there's a connection, as we've learned in the Isis interview. She was talking about the Mary Magdalene, I'm sorry, the Mother Mary, and how later in her life she entered into the Temple of Isis as well. And so that is how you all met. It's how the families united in a way.
And that's just one of those sweet nods to how everything is divinely planned.
Yes, I love that. And so you weren't picking flowers like Persephone was when she met Hades, but you, like the story goes, you were at the well, and that's when you locked eyes.
Yeah. Yes.
I love that. Love at first sight. Another destined romance.
Another destined romance. Yes. And
That's
those
okay.
exist, and they're out there for everybody.
I agree. I agree. Another thing with soulmates, I've been told in sessions that um, it's not always true that there's one soulmate. It's sort of like there's a soulmate almost for every
Season
uh,
or phase.
yeah, every phase of your life that you're in, every growth phase kind of a thing.
And a soulmate can come in as a friend or a lover, or but um yeah, soulmates are special.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So, what would you say your true role beside Yeshua was?
My true role beside, I was an equal to him, and we both supported each other, just in complete balance. um I know I've touched base with this a little bit with you before, but um you know Yeshua was able to perform um, some of the miracles because him and I were pure vessels, and we practiced sacred sexuality, and we were able to master and harness the kind of connection and energy that that sex sacred sexuality produces.
Mhm.
And it's it helps with the connection to perform miracles and to embody source energy even further. So
Right.
it was like uh, perfect pair, perfect union for exploring and demonstrating what that practice was. It's just everything's been distorted, and the humanity knows what they know, based off the Bible and the false histories and everything like that. And so
Hmm.
it just is. It's unfortunate that this information got destroyed and buried, and you know I love that a lot of these us like dark goddesses and ascended masters, as women who got our names trampled on for being so powerful in our own right, we're having our comeback now.
Yeah, we are. That's for sure. You can't put us down anymore. And
No.
I've been reading this book a little bit, and like what she's talking about, the divine union and stuff, it almost sounds like a combo Kundalini activation.
Yes.
It's like the two snakes of each of the partners working together to make like a
Yes.
napalm of this explosion of
Incredible.
energy.
Yes.
And that energy was the battery that was responsible for all of Yeshua's famous stories. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you were a huge, huge part of why we still know his name. Okay, and then moving on to what we all are curious about. I'm wondering if you'll answer about life after the crucifixion. There's so much controversy and debate on, did he truly live? Did he um, die and pass on into the spirit world? What would you like to say about whether he was really physically gone or if there was a life with you in hiding?
There was a life with me in hiding, and we had children.
Boom. Okay. And then, we're not going to get into like the survival details, but what would you like to share with us about life with children and that small life, the transition from traveling the world and ministering to living and hiding with a family? Like that's such a huge shift.
We were aware of um, having to switch gears after the crucifixion, and the resurrection. It's it was a changing of the gears, as you would imagine, and like, can you imagine Yeshua trying to hide too? He was so unique looking.
Yes, Emily's told us like he was exceptionally tall, which was important because in those big crowds he could stand above and people could see him. And he was like different looking, like very different looking for the area. I think a lot of stories perceive him as like darker skinned because that's how the people of the time were, but he was actually fair skinned, tall,
Oh, yeah.
very different, which was important because you immediately
Incredibly well.
noticed him. Yeah.